Your immune system has not gone rogue, and your body is certainly not broken. So, whether you're dealing with any kind of chronic health conditions, and specifically if you're dealing with autoimmune conditions, then this session is something that you may want to listen to, because your whole life can change in many different ways when you learn how to calm your immune system. And I'm going to share with you how my clients feel more empowered, motivated, and more confident when they learn that they have what it takes to calm the immune system. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment, but it can be done, right? So um, make sure that you stay till the end. And if you like what I have to say, also you can sign up for our free Facebook group. It's a private group for women like you dealing with the chronic health issues. Maybe especially if you're dealing with an autoimmune condition, you can also join if you would like to prevent chronic health issues in the future. It's called Healing from Within with Anindita Community. So join us. The link has been shared. So the first thing is that the environment plays a very important role, and this is something that we are often not told when we have been diagnosed with any kind of chronic illness. It could be anything, right? But the role of your environment, both internal and external, is not often something which is sort of shared, which means that you don't really understand that what you eat, what you put on your body in terms of products, what you use in your house, what detergents you use, everything, right? What are your thoughts going on in your mind? All of it has a role to play in your health and in your immune health as well, right? Overall health and immune function. So that means that the good news is that whatever you do in terms of making changes in your environment can help you to calm your immune function and help you to change your health outcomes, right? So that's what I mean. But when we are not aware of this fact, when we are not aware of the power that we have to change, the control that we have over our environment to a certain extent, then we often feel disempowered and helpless to do anything. And this is especially true if you have any kind of immune dysregulation, which can show up as allergies, which can show up as asthma, which can show up as skin conditions like eczema, which can show up as autoimmune, more severe autoimmune conditions, or even any kind of other health issues, right? So it's by knowing that you have control over your environment that you can make these changes. So, and one thing just specifically where your immune health is concerned, your gut health has a tremendous role to play in that, right? So what you are putting in your mouth has sort of decides how your immune system is going to react, right? And it also means that the quality of your foods matter, not just the calories. Remember that it's a quality of the foods matter. That means 100 calories, and I find that this is a big myth, and that's the reason I'm pointing it out. 100 calories of a diet coke is not the same as 100 calories of broccoli. It never was, and it never will be, right? So make sure that you're putting quality calories in your mouth, which has a huge role to play in your gut health, which is what primes your immune health, right? Is your immune function. So if you're prone to eating or all kinds of things which should not be there in foods, which are preservatives, additives, food colorings, which are typically found in highly processed foods, then what happens is that it sort of primes an immune response because they don't know whether to how to react or whether it's an alien. So these are just one thing that I have sort of mentioned here, which has a huge role to play in your immune function. That means that you have a lot of control over how to calm your immune system down. So, specifically for those of you who have any kind of immune dysregulation, but also it's applicable if because you need to be aware that we have control over this, right? Even if you're not having this problem right now. And The main thing behind this, the reason that we feel so helpless, is because we believe that our immune system has gone rogue and it's sort of, kind of attacking our own tissues in the case of autoimmune conditions for no rhyme or reason whatsoever. That's certainly not true. The other thing that we believe is that it's suddenly, this kind of condition suddenly developed overnight. That's not true either. No chronic condition does. It progresses over a period of time. And there are certain factors at play. There are certain triggers, which might be an infection that you had recently. It might be a medication that you took. So it can be certain triggers which just sets it off. It can be, as I said, a lot of people's. There are people whose autoimmunity got triggered off after they contracted COVID. So there can be many different reasons why a particular diagnosis can be triggered off, but it certainly did not develop overnight, right? So that's something else that you need to know. So that means, what it means is that your immune system has suddenly not decided to go rogue, and your body is certainly not betraying you. That's not what it means. It means that your body is trying its best to survive in the environment that you're asking it to live in. And if the environment is threatening in some way, and it may not be something that, again, I don't want you to blame yourself for this. It may not be something that you're doing intentionally, but it's just that our world has become so fast paced. It has become filled with so many all kinds of toxins. We are living such hectic, stress filled lifestyles that if we are not careful, we often end up moving towards disease rather than staying towards the spectrum of health. So we need to become more intentional. So, now if you become aware of this, then you can actually create a healing environment where your body feels safe and protected, and your immune system can then calm down, right? That's the reason. So because if your body feels and whether sometimes you don't realize it actually, that your brain and your body might feel, perceive that there is a tiger chasing it, it will react accordingly. Whether you realize it or not, it doesn't matter really. It's what your body perceives to be the truth. It may not be true, but that's how it feels and that's how it will react. So your job is to find ways to support your body and create a healing environment. And there are many different ways that can be done, whether it's to some sort of deep breathing, journaling, meditation. There's so many areas, right? But it all starts with this awareness. So responding to your environment, trying its best to survive, that's what your body is trying to do. That's what your immune system, that's how our immune system has evolved to keep you safe. And that's exactly what it's trying to do. So that immune dysregulation that you may be facing, or one that you want to prevent in the future, that's related to the environment that you have, you're living in. So if your environment is filled with stressful thoughts, you're worrying all the time, if your environment is filled with sleepless nights, sleeping late, all kinds of things which are not helping, which are not healing, then your body will react accordingly. So as soon as my clients are able to change their environment, and it can start small, it can start as small as creating a proper bedtime ritual, so that by the time you go to bed at a certain time which you set for yourself, your body has primed to sort of understand that you're getting ready for sleep. So, doing all the calming activities in the evening are really beneficial, rather than doing something which is stimulating, like watching the evening news, or, paying the bills at night, or having stressful discussions, right? Keep that for the day. So it's up to you to how you can create a healing environment. And the thing is that to create that, you need to become an advocate for your own health. Nobody else can do it for you, especially for women, where we take care of our family and our loved ones, and so many things in our head, the to-do list that keeps swirling in our brains. We need to be very intentional about the kind of person that we need to be to do this. And one of the main things is to become our own health advocates. If you speak to my husband, if you speak to my children, then you will know, and they will tell you that I am a bit of a fanatic when it comes to my sleep, and especially on Sundays. right? So I really protect my sleep. I am very particular at what time I go to bed, and of course there are exceptions. It's not that I do this every single night, but I try and be in bed by 10, maybe 10:30 at the latest, so that I will sleep between 10 and 10:30. Of course there are days which this does not happen and I don't get stuck upon that. Maybe on the weekend we go for a movie or something, but usually most of the time, 90% of the times, I have a strict bedtime ritual, which is usually green tea. So these small things create a healing environment, and this is my way of doing that. And on Sunday afternoons, I make sure that I take a couple of hours to take a short nap, right? Maybe one hour nap, maybe 45 minutes nap, maybe even 2 hours if I need to. But that is something that I really safeguard. There are a few exceptions to that. So you need to be feel more empowered, because as you do that, as you're committed to this process, and as your immune system starts to calm down, you feel more confident, right, in making other changes, and that's exactly what my clients feel like. So whether it's feeling more empowered, that they can actually take charge of their own health, which mean and they can make changes as and when required, which is going to help them, which is going to help their body's healing process. So they feel, so when they see the immune system sort of calming down, improve, the symptoms improving, you can make that out, right? Your energy levels start moving up. So all that you can actually make out. I mean, you will know without a test report whether your health is improving or not. And you feel more, my clients feel more empowered, they feel more motivated to continue making long term changes. They know that they can sustain it, and they know that now they have the tools to face health challenges in the future and prevent ones as well, right? So it's always a balance. So they know that they can change their future in this manner. They don't have to put up with ill health for the rest of their lives. They can always get better. And there are many resources, many books, there are so many podcasts available on how you can sort of learn how to calm your immune system. As I said, it all starts with your gut, but there are other ways in terms of providing a healing environment. There is no one right way of doing this. In fact, what I will do is in this post, I will share with you a few links on some blog posts that I've written earlier on this particular topic, so that you can get started today. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You don't have to wait for anything to change in your external environment. You can just get started today to learn how to sort of calm your immune system, so that you can feel more empowered, you can feel more confident, you can feel more motivated to deal with whatever comes your way. And again, it can be through changes in your diet, it can be changes in your lifestyle, through the mindset, through the approach that you take to your own healing process. And it starts with moving from a sympathetic nervous system mode for most of the day to a parasympathetic nervous system mode, which means that you're moving from a fight or flight response to a rest and digest response, which is where we should be most of the times. But most of us end up living our lives in the fight or flight response. It's as if there's a tiger chasing us all the time, right? That's not really serving us. That's not what creates long-term health, and it certainly doesn't help our immune system to calm down and to sort of see improvements in immune dysregulation. So, creating a healing environment, which has a big impact on our gut, and since 70 to 80% of immune system resides in your gut, that's a topic for another day. Let me share a few resources on that. Your immune dysregulation is, you can manage it better, and you start seeing the improvements. So this is just a short and sweet session today. If you're watching this on replay, you can drop your questions in the comments below. I'll make sure to circle back and answer it maybe in the next session. Every Friday, I have a Facebook Live uh, at 12 p.m. from now on. So make sure that you can join me live. You can drop in your questions in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer that. If you like what I have to say, make sure that you join our free Facebook group. It's called Healing with Anindita, Healing from Within with Anindita Community, where there are different challenges that I have. I share more inspiration, and many different information that is quite relevant for you, and you can interact with me in a safe space.